Ladies and gentlemen, Tropical Storm Henri has made landfall this morning, and I'm going to call it a beautiful bust or another A-plus job by the atmospheric defense team / prayer warriors / asteroid fight club. And I've said, hey man, the atmospheric defense team has done such a great job since 2019 and improved. There is a chance we won't get hit by a hurricane in 2021 at all. Now, I don't know if that's optimism, but this thing came aboard looking like slop, and I think its highest wind gusts were 70 miles per hour, but I gotta say, it did drop hurricane rain and will continue to do so, and we will see some heavy rainfall totals. And you're going to continue to see rain, in some cases, very heavy rain in some areas of the Northeast. And as New York Metro Weather says, the vibes are not good. Yeah, I regret to inform you the Northeast will still get about 12 to 24 hours worth of rain before things dry up. So you're probably definitely going to see some flooding problems for people. And then we're watching up in here for severe weather. Right there specifically. So all the way from Kearney up to West Fargo, you better watch out. And that includes you, Iran. And if you want to be mad at me or meteorologists, what you should do is, instead of for overhyping a storm, be mad when we miss shit. Like the storm that has crushed Tennessee, killed 21 people, which is a high number for storms these days. People are so well prepared and informed. So this was a major miss and caused a major loss of lives. And you still have over 50 people missing as Tennessee got 17 inches of rain in one day that nobody really saw coming. Yeah, instead of 1 million power outages, we only have 120,000 in places like Rhode Island. So that is good news. Unless your power's out, then it still probably sucks. But hey, do you want some doom? Okay. Ian James. Large fissures have opened up in the ground in southeastern Arizona, where the land has been sinking due to heavy groundwater pumping. In places, the fissures run more than 10 feet deep and 16 feet wide. Well, that's kind of scary, but I'm not that scared. Technically, I've been in a good mood for like 9 days. I think it's because I'm crazy. How are you? You know, it's not a bust. Wildfire season. French fire. 12,000 acres burned. 5% containment. Evacuation warning. Turned to order in the communities of Paula Ranches and Calgary. And I don't think Tropical Storm Henri disappointed or busted as far as rain totals go. I definitely think it dropped hurricane rain, although the wind speeds weren't much. Mark Sudduth getting concerned about the intense band of rain that's sagging south towards the New York metro area. Heads up for people in the area. Did everyone have a wonderful full blue moon? The Caldor fire, the raging wildfire, which ignited August 14th, has burned 149 acres, and firefighters have yet to contain the flames. That one's a bad one, too. But man, I sure miss Cranky Weather Guy. He would have been here yelling at everybody about overhyping the wind speeds. Miss you, dude. Okie dokie. How are you? All right, ask that question. Yeah, a wall of water has been null. 12 to 18 hours of heavy rain to go in the Hudson Valley. But this was like 56 minutes ago, so it's really 11 to 17 hours of rain left, heavy rain left to go. Hey, sneaking it in there that last night, Trump tried to tell everybody, hey, I got the vaccine and it's totally working. And then everybody booed him. So he's like, all right, keep your freedoms. You got your freedoms. The Dixie Fire, the second largest wildfire in California history, has burned over 700,000 acres and is still going. It could beat last year's August complex fire. Once again, shout out to all the firefighters. So, yeah. So 20% of people think Biden did a good job in the Afghanistan withdrawal. And yeah, he really kind of screwed that up big time. But he did give the firefighters all a raise. So, good and bad, asterisk. And I think we should do what we can to get the refugees out that helped and worked with America during the 20 years that we were making major mistakes there. But that's just my opinion. Hey, snow weenies. We're only like a month or 2 or 3 away from you guys getting a frozy. I just made up a word. But the highest predicted rainfall totals for Henri were 7 inches. And I was like, dude, that is way underdone. And, like I said, 14.3 inches of rain in 12 hours in New Jersey is definitely like a hurricane-type impact. Although Tennessee got 17 inches, man. Yeah, Tennessee got super rocked in the most catastrophic of ways, and very few people covered it. It seems it's not getting a whole lot of attention. But then neither are the wildfires. Yeah, like Connecticut, Maine, they're going to be dealing with flooding continually for definitely for the rest of the day, probably. Yeah, New Jersey got rocked pretty hard with some major flooding. Man, if you had 4 boys ice cream and 5 guys hamburgers, I tried to make a joke, but there was none. So between Tropical Storm Fred and Tropical Storm Henri, the Northeast is pretty soaked, man. Yeah, it's bad whenever your car's underwater. And she's got the classic, oh my God, it is super flooding face. But hey, watch the modeling cone on Grace. And, like I said, it's weird that we've taken a very America first approach. And so that's why I was saying in that terms with like Grace, instead of the USA getting a hurricane, Mexico got it. And that killed people there. And 2021 is definitely super weird, man. We have another tropical storm we'll be watching out for the end of the month, or the September 3rd. But at this point, I'm not that worried about it, because it seems like the one group, the 2 groups that are doing great is the Atmospheric Defense Team and the Asteroid Flight Club. You know which group's doing really shitty? Our Coronavirus Defense Team. We have 1,000 coronavirus deaths on average, and that number will increase because we have 95,000 Americans hospitalized with COVID. And so I would guess at some point we'll see at least 3,000 deaths a day, because hospitalizations can take anywhere from 2 weeks to like 3 months for people to pass away. And so that is, that we're getting our ass kicked by the virus. That's always the number one biggest clear and present danger. Like it dwarfs, 1,000 people a day, that dwarfs any hurricane, really. And even the Haiti earthquake that killed like 2,000 people. And we're losing 1,000 a day. So get ready for a wild, dark winter too, man. Yes. I know everybody's got coronavirus fatigue. So let's talk about a tropical storm. Henri. This was it at dang near landfall. So what'd you think of the full moon energy? Yo? This photograph was taken by John Krause. Okay, I keep getting requests for me to go live, and so I will do my best later tonight, somewhere between 9-ish, maybe 10-ish, to go live for y'all. You want to hear the lamest thing I'm probably going to say all year long? Well, because of the Saturn opposition and the Jupiter opposition, my self-esteem is low in the area of being attractive. And so Taylor Clone and Selena have convinced me I am the most unattractive man on the whole planet. So every time I watch a live video I do, I'm like, man, you are not a handsome man anymore. And then I get sad. Nobody wants to be sad in 2021. All right, I shouldn't have said that. Now I feel dumb. Yeah, we're watching for more storms coming out of the tropics and the CAG area for September. Hey, I may be ugly, but at least I'm still alive. Maybe things will switch, and one day women will fall in love with me for my personality, which seems unfair because it's like I'm searching for super duper duper impossibly beautiful women. Maybe I deserve to be alone. This is not about me, but we are on minute 9, so I think I've gotten all the heavy news out of the way. Boston is gone. It's just fog. There are probably vampires hiding in the fog somewhere. But we are still on super duper red alert I think that it's going to keep getting intense and weirder with weather and wildfires and a plague and people not liking each other and going crazy up until the 27th, 28th. Hey, thank you again to Asteroid Fight Club, Atmospheric Defense Team, and the Prayer Warriors. Well, I can reverse the order. Thank you very much to the Prayer Warriors, Atmospheric Defense Team, and Asteroid Fight Club. And in the giant polarized battle of global warming versus mini ice age, which is technically like liberals versus conservatives, more than 356,000 people died in 2019 as a result of extreme heat, and that number is likely to grow, according to a study published in The Lancet. As far as I know, 400 people died from extreme cold when the power got shut off in Texas. So, I don't know. You know, I'm not taking a dog in that fight. That's just, but it definitely seems like the planet is getting warmer than it is getting colder. Speaking of that, I dare say any predictions of a grand solar minimum are a total and absolute bust. How can anyone even sell that these days with a straight face? How far back can you move the goalposts, buddy? To like 2030, 2040? Anyway, we got solar wind coming. Don't worry, we can handle it. And we now have 2 sunspots on the sun. And the sunspot was active. AR2859 produced 6 C-class solar flares. So, and we are still like 4 years away from solar maximum. Remember, July, we had 6 sunspots at one point in time. I think the sun is getting ready to put on a show, which is great news, because what we need is the sun waking up and sending us a lot of good light, buddy. And all the grand solar minimum mini ice age guys were like, the coronavirus is no worse than the flu. I think it'll be gone by May 22nd, but it's definitely worse than the flu. You know, we're seeing more and more people pass away from it, and big names that we know or have heard of. I know a lot of people have been affected. I'm still asking for your prayers for Mikey T, who is still in ICU with COVID complications. Sends prayers to him and his family. Pretty please. But yeah, like Indonesia, 1,000. Mexico, 847. Russia's been setting daily records, and they've even admitted they've underreported a lot. India admitted they could have had 3 to 5 million people die so far. So prepare to deal with it through winter, but then look for the light at the end of the tunnel, and hopefully it'll be gone, by my calculations, by May of 2022. And nobody else is saying that. But hey, everybody's free to believe whatever they want to believe, technically. You know? I have this weird thing that one of these days, Taylor and Selena will grow up, turn a corner, and turn into amazingly kick-ass asteroid fight clubbers. Well, you gotta all have your fantasy, right? Heavy rain spot here. Watch out. Wisconsin, Minnesota. Lots of flooding. Maybe. Proof was offered that the media is covering up Comet Umamau. It's a joke. I think it's just a cooking rock. Or cooking rock's even a thing. Hey, buddy, you guys are closed to the hurricane barriers for no reason. It was a bust. You meteorologists. Can you even do impressions anymore? Without offending anybody? I mean, disrespect anybody. And that was Cockney, by the way. Do you know in China, when they're expecting parts of China, I'm talking Xingzhou and Yan Park, there are cars along overpasses in preparation for downpours expected to hit the city in the next few days. With permission granted by local authorities. Yeah. That's crazy. People working together to avoid catastrophe. Well, in China. All right, so I'm either going live or going to the ocean tonight. One or the other. But yeah, everybody stay cool, and we will continue to watch out for possible cyclonic activity. Although at this point, maybe we're only going to get hit with tropical storms for the rest of the year. I'm okay with that. You know, it's nice not to get hit in the face with Cat 5, Cat 3 hurricanes. You know what I'm saying? The New Yorker's like, when the Cascadia fault line ruptures, it could be the North America's worst natural disaster in record history. Recorded. I mean, how come you guys don't talk about the, they've gotten some 7 and 8 earthquakes in the East Coast. And the Madrid Fault was the East Coast. earthquake. Anywho, we are definitely still on earthquake and volcano watch for the rest of the year. In 2022, 2023, 2024. It's a pretty crazy storm, though. A lot of trouble for New York. I mean, set the record for most rainfall in a single hour in New York. Some of those rain bands were nuts, far away from the storm. But still connected to it. Okay, so everybody just be ready for wild 7 days coming up. I'll do my best to keep you guys posted on any dangers coming our way, your way. And I'll do my best to try and be funny and informative. And you guys try to stay cooler than this group of douchebags. And remember, it's still the summer, so some places are going to be hot. Like you, baby. All right, God bless everyone. Have a wonderful Sunday. And stay cool.